Yo, what up? It's Abby, Terp Report. We're here for just a little discussion. I wanted to kind of get some clarification and talk a little bit about it and what the recent one was there for our California chapter, which is ran by my man Smokey. We have a lot of discussions about this stuff now, bro. It's off and on. And cannabis is very important. Quality control is very important. And these are things that need to be addressed because I definitely have been in this situation before, right? And it's put us in a tight situation. So let's talk about it. Raw Garden, Cold Cure Rosin, Zakem. All right. Let's. I wanna just clarify. There's a fucking hair right here. This is out of pocket. All right. Now I don't know what it could be. It could be a hair. To me, it kind of looks like a pube, right? It looks like a fucking pube. Somebody scratching their balls and then like said, "All right, I put a half a fucking gram in there, not even a full gram," and so it's a little concerning. And I know that everyone can't you can't fix everything, right? You can't it's not always going to be spot on perfect, but 99% of the time it needs to be. And I can guarantee you the same person that jarred up these grams jars up tons of other grams the same day. So what if he had tons of hair? What if it's a cat hair or dog hair? Why are these people in there gramming these grams up? Because they make minimum wage and people can manipulate people in cannabis, younger minds, like, oh, come work for me, you can move up in cannabis. And like, yeah, maybe. Or that shit will just fail very quickly, like a lot of cannabis businesses has since the 215 days, right? Businesses closed over that shit. Quick. As soon as 215 was over and it was Alpha Medical and it was mainly on in California, mainly on rec, that shit was over with. Unless you were like a mainstream brand that like some of those guys that were older dudes that were popping, that won awards, Chalice, stuff like that, those guys, bro, they got spooked by 64. Is that what it is, 64? They got spooked by it. They got spooked by the rec market, bro. And they played off that factor and go, I can't, man, it's because the rec market came. I can't be selling. I don't want to get busted. Like, yo, I get it. But technically, in the medical days, bro, you weren't really that protected. You were kind of protected and you might get away with shit. There was a lot of points you weren't getting away with things. If they pulled you over and you were driving in California with 10 pounds, you're probably going to jail. That's it. Washington might be different. Probably not, though. Now, Washington's laws are a lot different than California's. They also have a higher cannabis tax. So that's a big factor as well. So, and they get less for their grams here. And I believe that California is next in line to be flattened out. It'll be leveled completely. Where rosin, you might have one or two brands that are big out there that can get the same price they've always gotten, but everyone else is going back down. And they're going to continue to go down. And it's because of shit like this right here. Because realistically, these guys make millions a year. Raw Garden probably makes $1 million at least a year. We'll just that's a rough estimate. If they're not, I don't know how. They have a world-known brand. People were faking their shit for years, bro. They were buying carts on Temu, refilling them. My point being is, when you see shit like this, it gets concerning. Let's go to it, though, real quick. Okay. Let's go. Okay, bam, right there. Muted golden tan color, cold cure with slightly greasy sheen. The hair is sitting right at the jar opening, a huge quality control fail. I agree. Presentation matters, especially from a brand like Raw Garden, and this is an instant turnoff. If it was me, I would have drove that bitch all the way back. Hey, dog, this is some bullshit. But because Smokey knows that this needs to be brought to light, and unfortunately, it's going to feel like we're attacking them, but it's a transparency thing. In cannabis, you should have to be transparent. You can't just be poisoning people, and I'm not saying that they are, but you can't be poisoning people out there and then expect them to say nothing. These are people's livelihoods at the end of the day. If we don't have quality control here in the jarring station, in the jarring area, we're not talking about the plants, the bags, the hash making equipment, all these other like nooks and crannies. What are they doing to help control this? How often do they sweep these rooms? How often do they clean and dust? How often? Like, there's so many questions, right? Let's go on to flavor. Slightly chem. And so now Smoky smoked this still, even with the hair there. Champion. Slight chem tang on the inhale. Light earthy. Finish lacks richness and depth. Sorry. Taste is there in trace amounts, but nothing that makes you want to dab another right away. That's a problem for me too. So I definitely can see why this would have a 4.5 out of 10 rating. Okay. Let's see. Recommended vibes, muted terps, all that, right? Short-lived effects with the hair on the jar to seal the deal. This one is a major disappointment from Raw Garden. I've been a loyal Raw Garden supporter since 215 days, always appreciating their consistency, innovation, and quality. I agree. I love Raw Garden. I have a board over here that has probably like every flavor they've ever made. The history makes the experience with the Z-Chem rosin even more disappointing. The muted terps, lackluster flavor, weak effects, and the hair on the jar are not what I come to expect from them. This one didn't live up to the Raw Garden standard, and I've known and trusted for years. So now, Raw Garden, you can fix these situations. Just look at this as a learning experience, right? This is a learning experience for you. Get a hold of your quality control. It will help you in the long run. We're here to tell the people and be transparent with them. So we are. We appreciate y'all, man. It's Born Evil.